Cherry the Cake Fairy does not make cherry cake. Now I feel ripped off.
Arglefump Book Review, Arglefump Book Review.
Kirsty and Rachel get an envelope in the mail. Inside is a magic rainbow. Bertram the Frog slides down the rainbow, and I sincerely hope he wasn't trapped in that envelope for hours. Bertram explains the fairy king and queen are about to celebrate 1,000 years on the throne. The girls are invited to the surprise party. The 7 party fairies have been working hard to ensure the party's a success. Why are they working? They have magic. All they have to do is wave their wands and whatever they want happens. It's easy, no work involved. Some of the party fairy jobs make sense. The present fairy makes gifts, and the music fairy plays music. That's fine. But then there's the glitter fairy, who has nothing to do with glitter. She makes decorations. And the candy fairy, who doesn't really make candy, she makes snacks. Although in her own book, she does make candy. But here, she's the snack fairy. I don't know what's up with that. The party fun fairy does obstacle courses, of all things. And the fashion fairy apparently enforces the dress code. I would definitely like to see the Rainbow Magic Fairy dress code, seeing as a third of them wear bare midriffs and short skirts. Kirsty is having a birthday party today. She's turning 9 years old. So that's how old these girls are, huh? Cherry the Cake Fairy arrives to warn the girls that a goblin is on its way to destroy Kirsty's birthday cake. They rush to the kitchen to find the goblin stepped all over the icing. He steals Cherry's party bag, then locks himself in the cupboard. The goblins in the Party Fairy books are no longer human-sized. Now they're back to being 4 or 5 inches tall. I think this is a bad decision. When the goblins are that small, they're not scary. I have no idea why the girls are so frightened of a creature that's smaller than their hands. Kirsty could easily slap the goblin or step on it, and the problem would be over. The goblin explains the premise of the Party Fairy series. Each fairy has a party bag filled with magic dust. The goblins are plotting to steal the party bags. They will lure the fairies to them by ruining parties in the human world. The girls trick the goblin by decorating the cake with extra sticky icing. The goblin jumps in it and gets stuck. The girls briefly visit Fairyland, where the fairy godmother explains the premise of the series again, just in case you weren't paying attention the first time. Cherry gives Kirsty a magic 3-tier cake with fairies on it as a thank you present. The end. Post-book follow-up. At the end of Holly the Christmas Fairy, Jack Frost was ordered to spend a full year in his ice castle. That punishment is still ongoing, so Jack doesn't appear in this series. It feels a little strange that the main villain of the series doesn't appear in these books. Likewise, it's kind of strange that the Fairy King and Queen aren't the main point of contact for the girls. It's this fairy godmother person who we've never heard of before. Good for the series for trying something new, but why is this incredibly formulaic series messing with the formula? Cherry says she can't use magic to get rid of the goblin unless he's standing still. That's a somewhat interesting limitation. Our heroes have to find a way to stop the goblins from moving. Some of the books will follow this rule, and some will ignore it. Continuity! Overall, this was a good book. Normally the first and final books of a series are good because they have more content. For example, we had chapters meeting the fairies and setting up the series premise. It's way more interesting to see the girls get introduced to these things for the first time compared to the next 6 books, which will rehash everything in a boring recap chapter. Yeah, I give Rainbow Magic number 15, Cherry the Cake Fairy, a thumbs up.